Alright, here we are on our 10th lesson in Algebra in our series named Just the Math. So this is our 10th lesson and we are going to talk about a ratio. So again, I would like to thank A.J. Hobson for providing the textbook for this lesson. Okay, here we go. Here is what we call just the math. Ratio. Okay, so before we run into ratio, let's talk about our previous lesson, which is the percentage. So, a quick review. When we say a percentage, it is a number of fraction with a denominator of 100. When we say 21 over 100, so that's a percentage. Like 21% of the following population has that specific attribute. Like for example, on a town, there's 40% of, of girls. And when we put that in a fraction, when we go that, it will become 40 over 100. So to represent percentage, it is usually represented by the percent symbol. Okay, the percent symbol. So yeah, this is the third bullet. I told it that when you convert the fraction into percentage, just when it's already 100 on the denominator, just put a percentage on the top fraction. Okay, so that's it for the review of percentage. Now let's talk about ratio. So sometimes ratio is expressed using the column. So it is like a more convenient way of expressing the ratio of two numbers. It is using a column. So it can also be either the standard division sign, like what we use in elementary, or the standard notation of fractions. Like for example, the expression for 7 to 3, so that's read it 7 colon 3, that is read as 7 to 3. 7 to 3 can be expressed either 7 over 3 or 7 divided by 3. So it's just the same thing. Okay, so it denotes that the two quantities are in the ratio 7 to 3, which implies that the first number is 7/3, or the second number the first number is 7/3 times the second number, or alternatively, or the second number is 3/7 times the first number. Although more cumbersome, the ratio of 7 to 3 can also be written as 7 to 3 can be written 7 over 3 to 1. Or if you want to like interchange them, if we're moving from left to right, you're just gonna simply reciprocate the fraction. When we say reciprocate, the numerator is on the denominator and the denominator is in the numerator. So you're going to switch it, okay? So if you want it, you can switch it, but this time it's on the right side of the column. So like for example, we have like 3/7 and you want it to move to the left side, you will just switch it and it will become 7 over 3. Okay, so let's have some problems. So there's like a lot of problems in MATLAB, just like in life. We have different kinds of problems, but we have solutions, right? So let's have the solution for this. Divide 170 in the ratio of 3 is to 2. So let's consider that 170 is made up of 3 plus 2 parts. So you're gonna divide 170 into 3 and 2 parts. So when we add those, we have 5, right? So that means each value of 170, we're gonna divide it onto the sum of that, which is which is 5. So we're gonna divide 170 divided by 5, and that will give us the answer of 34. And with that 34, we can multiply 34 into 3 and to 2. So that's what we see there. So 3 times 34, that will give us 102, and 2 times 34, that will give us 68. So that means the final answer of this problem is 170 needs to be divided into 102 and 68. Okay, so another solution. So this might be a very short video because this topic is just easy, but on our next lesson the topics might not be that, because it will have a long we're gonna talk about the exponents, like the laws of them. Okay, so let's just relax and have the easy things. So here, so we have to divide 250 in the ratio of 1 is to 3 is to 4. You might think that this is hard because there's 3 numbers now, but the solution is still the same. Okay, so consider that 250 is made up of 1 plus 3 plus 4. So when we add that, it will become 8 parts. So each value of 250, that will give us 31.25. Okay, so now we're just gonna multiply it into 1. We're gonna multiply 3.25 into 1, 3, and 4, as we can see here. Here we have that. So if we multiply that, that will give us the following answers. 1 times 31.25, that will give you 31.25. When we multiply 3 into 31.25, that will give us 33.75. And if we multiply 4 into 31.25, that will give us 125. That means 170 needs to be divided into 31.25, 37.75, that means 33.75 rather, and 125. And if you see, when we add those 3 numbers, it will give us 170, right? It will give us 170. So this proves that your answer is correct. If you get a different number, it's not the correct answer. So you might want to check it. Like here, let's check our last one. So when we add 102 and 68, that will give us 170. So easy as that. So that's it for our topic of ratio. So I just want to have to say that we have a worksheet for chapter 2, and it discusses the topic from lesson 5 to lesson 10. So if you want to do some practice problems, it's also from the textbook. I just prepared it for you so that you can have your solutions on the paper, so it's printable. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. So I just want to thank you for your attention this video. Thanks for watching.